Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to another recording of Hearthstone. I say recording, but very possibly a recording session because we've got a lot to talk about and we've got things to do. So we need three wins with the Hunter, 3 wins with the Shaman, and cast 40 spells. That's quite a lot. And we have a Tavern Brawl to do. And I'm testing out the new setup for Hearthstone Deck Tracker, which I hope is going to work here. I'm hoping. Let's see, what's this brawl? Join forces with a friend to take down the fairy, and again, Adrian teams up with a newcomer Morguide in this competitive Tavern Brawl. This is that weird one. So, hopefully you didn't just see a flash of pink screen there, but maybe you did.
The light shall bring victory.
At this point, the extra player window, because of Windows 10 Anniversary Edition, was driving me crazy. It was bringing up the start menu all the time. It just wouldn't stay in full screen. So that was the right time to move on to the overlay window, which this is. And so instead of being its own separate window that was solid in the background and had an X and everything, now there is effectively a pink window of overlaying everything here, and it's simply getting chroma keyed through OBS out. So you might see a little bit of pink fuzziness on the edges. Still, I tried to get that set. This effectively means that most of what I've said on how to set up Hearthstone Deck Tracker is no longer the way I use it. At some point, if I ever get a free moment, I feel like I'll go back and let's see, change a minion's attack to be equal to its health. Interesting. That would be really, really interesting. Can't be targeted by spells. Boss Nefarian wins if it defeats either of you. So he's doing this thing. So there's this new patch thing. There's no flavor text for Nefarian, but there is flavor text for all the other cards. This guy has no idea what he just did. He caused us both to lose. Thanks a lot, jerk. I've got a list here that's kind of long, although maybe it's just I'm not very good at writing my handwriting. One thing I want to mention that's not even on the list is that it looks like the Harry Potter collection, which is new, will be coming out for like PS4 and possibly Xbox One, and that's Harry Potter years 1 through 4 and 5 through 7, or 1 through 3 and 4 through 7. It's all the Lego Harry Potter games combined. I'm not sure if they're gonna do much else. They maybe fix some bugs, maybe adjust the hub, but
I am the master here.
See, the Intrepid Dragonstalker doesn't have any flavor text either. Interesting. I wonder why. So that's a good time for me to see if I can get the Lego Harry Potter series out. I don't know if I'm gonna have time. Probably wouldn't be too bad to try for that for November and December. That wouldn't be a terrible system. So this guy gives him an extra card. At the start of your turn, explodes, dealing 9 damage to your hero. Thanks a lot. See, this can't be targeted by spells. Does that mean I can't silence him? Because if I could silence him, then I could target him with a spell.
Is someone injured?
And use him to attack. I just don't think that's going to happen. Alright. This is quite the struggle.
Job done.
This is going to be quite the struggle. So, yeah, maybe I can get the Lego for the end of the year. I only have a little bit more as far as Lego, and then I'm done with that time slot, I think. I just don't really feel like I have time to do it.
So easily manipulated.
Oh, he gave me all the cards. If yours more, do 14 instead. Darn it. Let's see. There we go. So, yeah, Lego Harry Potter may be an interesting thing. There's this new game that there's a trailer for. I shouldn't even really talk about it since it's just a trailer. It's called Get Even. It's supposed to be a horror first-person shooter. It looks interesting. It looks like it might be at least somewhat thematically around somebody getting kidnapped and traps, and kind of like Saw, the movie Saw, but or maybe even the game Saw. But I did want to play that game, the Saw game. I never got around to it. The most interesting thing though, because horror first-person shooter isn't really a horror game at that point, but it is going to support a thing called Oro 3D audio, and it's always nice to restore 8 health to each hero. So it's nice to think of maybe some new audio things getting adopted as a standard. That would be nice. I don't think it's really going to matter too much because, well, it won't work very well for me because OBS needs to get the ability to record any kind of bit stream thing, anything like DTS or Dolby Digital, anything like that. It needs to somehow have a setup where it can put a speaker system, a fake speaker in the Windows control panel that is a like 7.1 or more setup, and turn that, use that. So give your opponent a mana crystal. Alright. Death Rattle, resummon this minion. There we go.
Job done.
So, yeah, that would be nice. Assassin's Creed Ezio's collection is coming out for PlayStation 4. So that's interesting too. That's going to come out right about when I plan to release my Assassin's Creed 2 footage. So I've once again lucked out there. Since it's coming out again, I would like to see maybe it was a little less buggy, maybe a little bit improved graphics. Inherently, having just played Assassin's Creed 2 though, the problem with that game is the collectibles and the bad story. So unless they're gonna revamp it and make a whole new game on that story, there's nothing they can really do. And the Ezio's collection is Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelation, which is cool. Now, the thing about
Behold the true power of Nefarian! Shaman, the elements obey me.
So Nefarian has gone psycho. Battle cries triggered twice. What battle cries can I activate?
My command!
Charge, Divine Shield, Taunt. So the thing that's scary here is they've released the Resident Evil 7 gameplay trailer, and it looks a lot like the demo, in that it's a lot of hide and seek, and you're not doing something that you would do in Resident Evil 4, which I'm also scared about playing Resident Evil 4 now, because I just saw a list of the worst PC ports and it was on there. And that's not something I wanted to hear. Copy your opponent's hero power.
Ha! I'll take some of that.
Let's see. There we go. Sadly, I don't think I can do anything else with this. So yeah, the first gameplay trailer of Resident Evil 7 doesn't look like a first-person shooter horror game. It looks like a hide-and-seek game. It looks like you're gonna be avoiding the whole time. And there was a sequence in RE4 like that, and probably some of the other Resident Evils. But at the core of even the original Resident Evil game, you're pulling out a gun, you're shooting things, and that's not what I really saw there in the first gameplay trailer. So it's way too early, probably, to do anything or guess, but it is a little bit scary there. And I've got to do Resident Evil 4, or want to do it at least, so that's something else that I have to keep in mind. I may very well be done with talking about things, because there's really not a ton of things to talk about. I guess I should have put these in order too. Jeez, if my whiteboard was actually a computer, I would copy and paste these things so they were actually in the right order. Let's see.
You have been measured and found wanting. Tasty.
So, like, I should have talked about Lego Dimensions when I was talking about Lego the Harry Potter collection, and I didn't do that, so we'll talk about Lego Dimensions now. So apparently, Supergirl for Lego Dimensions is going to be a PlayStation 4 exclusive and only available if you buy the starter kit, the revamped starter kit. So that's the 3 characters, which is Gandalf the Wizard, Batman, and Wildstyle, and now also Supergirl. If you buy a starter kit for a PlayStation 4, it seems ridiculous. At first, I wanted to look into this and see if maybe they were going to bundle it with the new story expansion of the Ghostbusters movie, because that certainly didn't really succeed. Let's see. Let's see. I want to give this that.
Unworthy.
And I don't want to take this guy out. I want to heal this character up, but maybe I could actually play Bloodlust and take them all out. That's an interesting thought. So I think they're just locking up Supergirl for no reason. It's sad because it's not like you have, as far as video games and the DC universe and entertainment in general, you don't have a preponderance of female characters. Supergirl is a really good one, so it kind of sucks that she would. I could see a lot of little girls and some little boys that would want to play as Supergirl and only have an Xbox One. I bet it's not a permanent, forever exclusive if I was to guess, but it sucks that would be even a short time period. There we go. I'm gonna give this guy Wind Fury. Give this one Wind Fury. And I think we can win here.
Sweating insect!
He went immune when he went down to 60. Now he's can't be damaged anymore. Darn it! So I can't attack. Having taunt and apparently enrage and everything.
Priest, the light serves me now.
He just killed a ton of stuff. What was that card?
Welcome to the grand.
Restore 30, deal 30 damage to all other minions. That was messed up. Whenever a player targets this minion with a spell, the player draws a card.
Who knows what secrets we'll uncover?
So he's still at 70. But he does have a resummon this minion, but I don't know what that would return him to. Probably not as high as 20 damage. I've really had to pump up this King Mukla. See, that just put him at a 5-5. Let's see.
Not
Take
quite
heart.
with this one.
The Earth Mother is near.
What should I do? See, I could do 5 damage, but we need a massive amount. Or he's just doing 10 damage to everybody. That's no good. Let's see. Konami has announced Metal Gear Survive, a co-op stealth game set in an alternate timeline to... Let's see if I can read what I wrote here. Ground Zero. Whatever that is. I don't know anything about Metal Gear, so... I do know, however, that it seems like nobody who likes Metal Gear that I've heard so far likes this idea. And a co-op stealth game fighting zombies seems like it's going to be very difficult to do that. And I just don't personally think Konami is going to do it right. And that's, I think, all I can really even say about that. It's like, I could play 4 here.
For honor.
So, yeah, as far as the Metal Gear Survive, I mean, I'm not going to condemn it. I'm not going to laugh in its face. But I'm not super interested right now in it. Next thing was said, No Man's Sky. I'm still talking about that because people talk about it. The guy who made No Man's Sky said it may have paid DLC at some point in the future. Maybe. I mean, it's not a terrible statement, but it is a kind of bad statement considering he, in the past, shot his mouth up, as he did for several other cases, and said that all the DLC would be free. Of all the disappointing things, making maybe the DLC be paid isn't really going to be that disappointing because the truth of the matter is it's just it's not going to be that good of a game. Nobody's going to really want to play that DLC anyways. I'm pretty sure. At the start of your turn, restore this minion to full health. See if I can power that guy up a little bit. That would be nice.
Almost out of cards.
So we need to power this guy up. We needed him way earlier. And then, is he a real card we can play or what? I don't know.
I'm out of cards.
So he's played everything. He's done everything he could. It's now up to me to take this victory. Set this minion attack to 7.
I was right all along.
Alright. So I'm either gonna lose or I'm gonna win. Based on not a lot here. got lucky there. His life is good. He's not gonna die. I'm much more likely to die. Let's see. How long have we been playing? It's probably not been... Oh, it is almost 30 minutes. So I'll leave that one off. There might be a remastered Mass Effect in the works. This is really interesting.
Well played.
To me, because if you remaster something like that, you're gonna have to totally hey, we got the victory. Took us 30 minutes, but we got the victory with Leroy
Time's
Jenkins.
up. Let's do this. No! I will destroy you!
So yeah, there's about 3 things that I'm going to go into more detail with in the next recording. So we get that pack. I would never want to play that again. That was a nightmare. Really, really long. I got the second week of what is it? One Night in Karazhan. So week 2 done. Very, very easy. Not really worth the theoretical $7 that you would have paid, and that I did pay, I guess, by spending my time on that. I think I have all those. So it's a real bad system they have here. I can't buy everything and then by the time I'm done with the entire adventure forget that I spent $20 on the thing. And I can't really space it out over the course of 7 days because it barely took me at most 2 hours. Probably closer to 1 hour to do all of it, except for the heroic, which I have no interest in doing, so you're not going to win me on that one either. Let's see, Hunter now. Hunter, Wild, let's play. So I have like 3 minutes to do one game if we're going at the 30-minute mark, which is ridiculous. So the expansion's not really that cool. The final boss was a Wizard of Oz reference, and it had Dorothy, which had the card that I was super interested in. And the thing there about Dorothy, I thought it was Little Red Riding Hood, but it was Dorothy. I guess it doesn't really matter that much. But her ability was any character summoned to the left of her would get charged, and any character summoned to the right of her would get taunt. And we were going against a boss that would do 100 damage if Dorothy wasn't on the field, so guaranteed loss effectively. If that was the case, so. But Dorothy had 10 health, 0 attack, so it would have been really rather difficult to give all your death random minions in your hand +1/+1.
The beasts betrayed me.
Just in my turn there. So when I saw that card, I was hoping that was going to be the expansion main theme for the adventure, and that there would be a whole series of cards like that. People who are already playing these new cards, which I haven't done a deck rebuild or anything. I suppose at some point I should do that. So his deal is he has stealth and summons one of these at the end of the turn, which is a rather nice setup.
Get in there and fight, maggot!
there any way I could kill any of my own characters? Give your death rattle minions +1/+1. Yeah, is that on the field or off the field?
Job done.
That was the best I could do, unfortunately. Now the problem with Moors is I can just leave his 1/1s on the field and he won't be able to play any 4/2s. He'll just have a bunch of 1/1s in his field. Why is he drawing a card? Oh yeah, because that's what this one does. This. And do I want to gladly attack there? So I'm right now recording. I have no mouth and I must scream. It's actually a really bad point-and-click adventure because it's written. I assume just the writer of it wrote short stories, Harlan Ellison, and he just doesn't understand writing stories for video games, which is really different. So there's no hints, nothing pointing you towards the way. I got stuck in several places. I'm gonna probably finish the game later today and then just be done with it, but I'm having to follow a walkthrough almost non-stop. Even the in-game hint system's not helpful. It obviously needed that, but still not helpful enough. Give everything in your hand. Give your minions +1/+1. And trigger. Alright. So now I can do this. And I can do this. And I can do this. And I can do that.
Job done.
Oh, all that work and it didn't turn out to help any. Let's see.
The beasts betrayed me.
Job done.
So I don't want to really get into another conversation. I want to leave the rest for here. After I finish, I have no mouth and I'm on stream. I think I'm gonna go ahead and play Costume Quest because we have some certain there, and then I'm not sure if there's anything else I could be certain on. The danger here is if Resident Evil 4 or BioShock Remastered just don't come out fast enough, I may have to skip recording the next thing and instead record the thing for the month after the next month.
For the eye.
So September, November recordings instead of October recordings, just because if I have free time, I'm still waiting for the Resident Evil 4 Remastered to see if that's a free patch update. Oh, that was the other thing about I have no mouth and I'm a scream. It's a scum VM game. It just doesn't launch right. It just doesn't work, and it puts you. It's the worst possible position you can be in as somebody who tries to promote people legitimately owning games is to have a game that came out and worked originally, but the original developer has since gone out of business. The original publisher has gone out of business. It sat around as abandonware for years. It then got picked up by Night Diver. They just used the free open source Scum VM to get it to run at all, and didn't even do it right, so it doesn't launch. So the only thing Night Dive here is doing is they're taking money for a game that they bought the license to. That doesn't even work. I mean, they didn't even put in the work to make sure it worked. And so, how can you support that? I mean, you just can't. According to Steam, since when you hit the play button on Steam, that's the only time it counts your time. I've only been playing for 7 minutes. I could go back and get a refund for the game. And you almost have to wonder, maybe you should. And I would also suspect heavily that there's no amount of DRM in those files that would stop you even a little bit from copying those files, getting a refund, and still having a copy of the files. It seems almost certain that would work. And so, what motivation does any consumer have to support Night Dive Studios when their game doesn't work? They released it in 2013, it doesn't work in 2016. And it's not just me, I see it on the forums, it doesn't work. People saying go buy the good old games version of it instead. And the only reason I won't get a refund is because I'm crazy and I want to actually have everything on the Steam library for future reference. So I want to be able to always re-download those files without potentially having to back them up, particularly when I think about how my server did corrupt and I lost all the data there. So
I wonder.
That's the only reason why I wouldn't get a refund personally, but for anybody else, I don't know. I certainly can't recommend buying the game from Steam when it doesn't work. When it's easier, it doesn't even have the newest version of Scum VM, so it hasn't been updated. And all of that. But see, I need this guy to draw 2 cards or 3 cards, and then I would win.
Put this apple on your head.
I'm gonna win. I think I'm gonna win.
Get in there and fight, maggot!
Get it out! Get it out!
Wow, that was close to the one. I was defeated by Yu-Gi-Oh! Rank 20 Yu-Gi-Oh! That is a weird thing about these names, how you can play several people by the same name and you just never know. So, let's see. I think we'll just continue from this point in the next recording. Maybe I won't get everything done, maybe I will. It's gonna be kind of hard to get 2 victories for Shaman and 3 victories for Hunter in the next recording, but we'll try it. Anywho, that's it for this recording. I hope the Hearthstone deck tracker overlay worked. It's all pretty integrated now, so no longer do I have to have a window on top of my screen as it was before. Now I can actually see this side of the screen. Before I couldn't. That's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. I hope that helps out. If you want to support me further, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, There's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.